to be able to go to the seaside after work. That was Victoria Karitsky's dream when she was living in Essen, Germany. The Crimean Peninsula in the Black Sea is, for the cold-loving Russian, a kind of paradise. For Victoria, Russia's annexation of Crimea was a positive thing. Moving to Ukraine would have been unthinkable, but 8 months ago she made the step to come here.
At first I wanted to go to Russia, and then when the referendum happened, I decided to go to Crimea. My husband thought it was a joke, but it wasn't, and it was all very easy.
They're an exception here in Fedosia, northern Crimea, especially Angelina, the oldest daughter. Niemka, the German, they call when they see her. They're the first family to move here from Germany, and not the other way round. Some even view that with a certain pride, that they gave up Germany for Crimea.
Of course it's unusual, but she speaks good Russian and we can learn interesting things about her homeland.
Locals say it's not true that people here are suffering under the sanctions. Angelina is in contact with people who are against the annexation, including Ukrainian Olga Minich.
Can I say this without being arrested? Crimea is great, but this situation with Russia is not. Everything has become very expensive and you can't even voice your opinion. I haven't been in Crimea for very long, but I'm positively surprised.
Many expected much more, that with Russia's arrival, Crimea would become a paradise.
The paradise is still in the making. The bridge to Russia is set to be ready in 2019. Roads to the Ukrainian mainland remain closed. Many Russian Germans see the annexation as a positive thing. They see themselves as part of an expanding Russian empire. Kolchugino, formerly Kronenthal, was founded by German immigrants during Tsarist times. It was Stalin who deported the Germans from Crimea. The church here is currently being renovated. Is it a sign of a resurgence? No problem, say some.
Yes, they should move back. I also moved back here like so many of us Crimean Tatars, and we live just fine.
Crimea is again part of the Russian Empire. That's how many Russian Germans see the situation and are considering moving back. Here in Sevastopol, Russian Germans come together. Their journey here was organised by Dmitry Rempel. He's part of the Unity Repatriation Party. Unity is Putin-friendly. They say they wanted to see Crimea with their own eyes because they don't believe the media.
Because we get our information from these news providers and media outlets. So the real goal for us was to see what was actually happening with our own eyes. What was really going on here, what's happening now, and what was here before.
A video is shown from Russian-friendly station NTS. The placard says, "No to Europe, yes to Russia." It's a vision of a future Crimea under Russian leadership. There's also a Russian-German community here in Crimea. They support the rebirth of the German settlements. 1,500 requests are said to be on the table. According to the chef, the Russian Germans like the course Russia is taking, but not that of Germany.
Many are unhappy with this situation these days, especially when it comes to the refugees. Many don't accept that Christian and family values are being destroyed, especially when it comes to homosexuality. In German schools, it's practically become part of the curriculum.
The government here in Crimea sees the return of Russian Germans as a valuable thing.
That means the ice is broken. The international community is slowly beginning to understand what is being said everywhere, that the annexation of Crimea is illegal, that this simply isn't true.
The Crimean government make the Russian Germans very welcome, and they come out of their first meeting full of pride. Vilisto says he wants to move here when his children are bigger. He's not alone. Many of his friends are also planning the move. Some of them gave him letters to hand in. He reads from one of them.
We see no future here in Germany. We are captives here. All is lost, our youth, our family values. Here is unemployment, pollution, we have no social security. The Germans get everything, work, paid holidays, pensions, and we get nothing. And then there's the refugees. The most important thing in Germany are the refugees, and the country has no money.
For Willi Stor, being in Crimea means hope and a new beginning. 10 years ago, he left Siberia and went to Ingolstadt, but he felt the language and mentality was never his. Germany is my second home, he says. And the first?
The first is Russia. I was born here. In Germany, I can't get a well-paid job. I'm a second-class citizen there.
Here in the Crimea, Victoria Koritsky can afford a higher standard of living with all the luxuries. A German car, a new house, but only because her husband has a job in Germany. But Germany is not her home, and she's not sure if the Crimea will ever be either.
The children feel good here and the weather is great, but I can't say with 100% accuracy whether the move was a good one. You need time to understand everything, time to take off the rose-tinted glasses.
For some Russian Germans, the Crimean Peninsula offers a dream of a new beginning, with all the notions of identity, power and protection that entails.